Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Didn't even see you there. Welcome to this week 6 wrap up for our special 10th anniversary Blood, Sweat, and Beers season. I was just thinking about some of my fondest memories of the Fun Bunch, the team, the name for some of the Redskin receivers back in the day when I was really truly enjoying football, which I do off and on. But this was an enjoyable weekend. I hit the rare trifecta where I was able to watch the Redskins win against the Panthers, not even against, like the Browns or something, which actually would be difficult even today. And then I was able to see my fantasy team lock in a win before the Monday night game, so before even all my players had gone. John, I appreciate that. It kind of makes up for having your other team beat me a couple weeks ago, but got to watch an amazing game Monday night, and just fantastic finish. And so my team won, and my wife's team won. Doesn't happen very often. Maybe once or twice, sometimes 3 times in a season, but rare that I get that trifecta. So just pondering some of my favorite Redskin memories. I won't bore you with those. Several Super Bowl wins, those kind of rank in there. It gets a little complicated trying to rank my favorite wins. So anyway, won't bore you guys with that. It might kind of devolve into some sort of a Joey rambling about predictions and things, which I don't think any of us need to be subjected to any more than is necessary, and certainly not twice in 1 week. So it was a blowout weekend for sure. The closest game was a 30-point win, which was pretty amazing. I'm sorry, my math was off. Nearly a 40-point win. 39 points was the closest, and that was Keith. He got pretty close to Hoffman. Otherwise, we were looking at like over 40, 50, or in Joey and Nathan's case, like nearly 70. And Nathan still scored over 100. So that was amazing reverse psychology, Joe. I'm truly impressed that you psyched yourself right into and out of, and then back around from the side, this slaughter victory to go 6-0. So that's pretty fantastic. I did say I would check to see the best start to a season that we've had in the past. We've had a couple of pretty decent starts. Nathan had a 4-0 start. John had a 5-0 start. But the best start to the season lands at 7-0 by yours truly. I wrapped up that season just a couple years ago. I wrapped up that season 9-4 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. So that was not an exciting reminder for me, thanks. But 7-0 was pretty cool to start the season. You can match that next week if you can beat Alex Billy, who himself is kind of on a roll. Not so much this week, but we'll see. Maybe he's up and you're down next week. Maybe you reverse psychology yourself right into a win again. I guess we'll have to see. Because I always look at the numbers when I'm looking at the numbers, I thought it was interesting the worst start to a season, because of course that's what we want to know. Unfortunately, Aaron went 0-8 a few years ago, 2014. Ended up 3-10, and not sure what happened there. It was a rough start, especially because it started off with a tie loss before we did decimal points. Bench scoring was the deciding factor, and so ended up losing to Keith with a tie essentially. Bench points gave him the loss in week 1, and apparently he was so demoralized from that he went and lost the next 7. That was pretty rough. So thankfully we've gone to decimal point scoring, where we don't have to argue about who wins the ties, right, Keith? Ooh, that was rough. Anyway, interesting scores, high scores. I'm going to go back and double check and see, just kind of keep an eye on most points scored in a season. But at this point, we have 5 teams who are averaging at least 130 points a game. That to me is seems high. So I'm going to go back and double check that for next week. We'll see what comes of that. But obviously, there's a lot of big numbers. We haven't changed our scoring at all. We're scoring the same way as at least the last couple of years. So we'll see if this is just an up year or not. So see if we can keep these crazy scores going. I mean, in either case, Keith won't win the championship, but that we'll see what happens in week 7.